Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. No one's reading from the Book of the Dead. No one's trying to raise demons from the underworld. Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I hope you're doing very well. I'll drink to your health. Cheers, y'all. Your health and my dwindling health. A liver to die for. Folks, you've always wanted a Necronomicon, haven't you? Don't lie. Don't tell me you haven't. Necronomicon Ex-Mortis, the Book of the Dead. Old Sumerian incantations and rituals and spells to bring about, reawaken the dead and those old Kandarian demons that lurk in the dark bowers beyond the threshold of man. And you've seen it in Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, Dead by Dawn, Dead by Dawn, and Army of Darkness, and of course the remake, the Fede Alvarez remake. And you're going to see it again because Sam Raimi and co are going to be doing another Evil Dead movie. This time it's not going to be set in a cabin in the woods. It's going to be set in the urban milieu, possibly an apartment complex, which would be a nice switcheroo, won't it? So, Deadites around town. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I'm on board for that. Now, if you want a Necronomicon, and we all do, let's be honest, it's going to cost you a fair bit. Or is it? Because I might have a very cheap alternative for you. Show you that in a second. Trick or Treat Studios have put out a replica of the Book of the Dead, Necronomicon Ex-Mortis, from Evil Dead 2, as you see it in Evil Dead 2. And it's a fairly hefty price. I mean, in the UK, I've seen it fluctuate between 85 quid and 99, sometimes over 100 quid. Yeah, you know, I know. It is good stuff. In America, I don't know, it's similar sort of price, I would have thought. And it's latex, it's bound latex. It's not bound in human skin and inked in human blood. It's latex, but with a gorgeous set of very weathered, aged pages inside, which do have illustrations from the movie. But there's only 16 pages in there. And that's not that many when you think about it. And I've seen the book, and I was going to get it. I wanted it. It seemed to sit in pre-order for, God, over a year, along with the Kandarian dagger as well, the bone, spinal column, skull, blood-guzzling dagger that you see in the first two movies. And that still hasn't surfaced yet, as far as I'm aware. So, and that's even more expensive. I do like that, though. But the book itself, the replica book, it looked too much like a ring binder, just a spongy latex covered ring binder, because it is like, there's the spine of it like that, and then it comes down like that with the pages in obviously inside. And I thought, that doesn't look right, that. It looks like a big fleshy ring binder. That can't be right. But having just watched the film again, that's Evil Dead 2. The book differs throughout the movies. And that is pretty much how it looks. It is wider on the spine, and it does come down like that, because a lot of the pages are missing, aren't they? Yes, I know, some of them are down in the basement, of course, but Professor Noby has found more pages and brought them to the book, and then his daughter's brought more pages as well, with him, with Ed, before he becomes Evil Ed. So the book would have got stuffed out a bit more. But you've only got 16 pages in it, and I thought, well, you know, that's a hefty price tag. And I know, if you want to do like the Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, the Grail Journal, you know, you can buy that, a replica of that, with blank pages, and you can get the templates and copy them down so you can fill out all the pages. Or you can spend a fortune on the full prop replica, which has got all the inserts and the tickets and the notations and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you could get the templates for all the pages of the book as you see them in the movie. Right. That's still going to cost you. It's still going to take some effort to find them and to put them in there. But if you take yourselves over to Amazon and you put in Necronomicon Ex-Mortis, you may find this. Yes, I know. You can see the reflection. That's glossy. It's glossy, but it gives a proper 3D effect to it. Very detailed, very, very detailed. Problems? Yes, there are some. It's a paperback, yeah, but don't worry. You're gonna love this, folks. I'll get the bad stuff out the way first. Firstly, on the spine, it does say, well, you probably just saw, Necronomicon Ex-Mortis Illustrated Special Edition, because there are other editions of this. There are some that have just got lined paper in. There are some which are just blank pages. This, by the way, cost me £6. £6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more. £6. £6. Be careful though, because the ones I haven't got illustrations in, which I'm going to show you, are about £1 cheaper, but make sure you pick the right one, you know. So it says that on the spine, and it's got, sadly, a barcode on the back. Now, what I've done, or what I'm going to do, I'm going to adhere old battered leather of the same colour to hide that, and to hide over this, and I might even reinforce and make bigger and wider the spine, again with leather, just to give it a bit more of a feel to it, because the book itself, you have the outside of it, obviously the jacket, the pages are actually smaller in dimension than the cover. This book, the pages are the same dimensions. So right, there you go. Trick or Treats one has got 16 pages. This, folks, has 116 pages, and they are all illustrated with the exact imagery that you see in the book. Now, look at that. I'll show you them in detail in a bit. What I will say as well, what keeps the price down is that, I mean, the pages are nice and aged, they're weathered, but they're not that yellowy look. But I'll tell you how to do that, because I'm going to do it to this. They're not coloured in red. Don't forget, this thing is bound in human flesh and inked in human blood. So when you see it in the movie, it's every single diagram and all the writing is mainly in red, dark red, blacks and reds and browns, but it's red, it's blood, it's dried in blood. So when you get this particular book, it's all black. Not a problem, because they sell it. One of the selling points of it is it's also an adult colouring book. No, not that kind of adult colouring book. But you can colour it in using whatever pens you want, because the pages are nice and thick, and they take whatever you put onto them beautifully. I just got myself one of those little red pens. What is it? It's not even a Sharpie. I'm not even sure what that. It says Vido on it. I don't know. It's from my daughter's pink colouring pencil pen case, and I just set to work on it. Now, it's going to take a lot of work, because, as I say, you've got 116 fully illustrated pages, and they are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. So, I don't know if any of you remember, but back in the 70s, that's alienated quite a lot of you already there. Back in the 70s, there used to be this cool hippie sort of thing. I was only a kid, but I know that my brother's girlfriend at the time, because they're all older than me, used to get these black and white, massive, huge, they came in cardboard tubes. They were called doodle art, and they were made by a company called, I think it was called Berol, B-E-R-O-L, I think. And they'd be like vast, highly detailed, intricate designs, fantasy, under the sea, celestial starscapes, landscapes, cityscapes, but nuanced and detailed, and you'd spend forever just colouring them in. And you got like these barrel colouring pens, which were, even they were works of art as well. Oh, they were beautiful illustrated pens, they were. And I used to sit and watch my brother's girlfriend Well, he married her in the end, so my sister-in-law to be colouring all these things in, and I'd sit there, and it's one of those things, it's therapeutic to do it yourself, but it's kind of therapeutic / frustrating if you're sitting there watching. You're kind of getting a kick out of watching someone else do it, hearing a little of the pen, shading, and then, but you kind of want to go yourself, so you end up picking up a pen as well, and you go to another corner, and like that, and all of a sudden, like you're possessed by a Kandarian demon, the person whose artwork it is just goes, "Get off! Leave it alone! Get off it! It's mine!" And they shield it from you, and you're like, "Oh God, Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. Doesn't stop you though. Pick up the pen again. Oh, a little corner there. A tentacle from a squid in the distance of this seascape. This is very similar. It serves a therapeutic purpose. Mine arrived yesterday and I set to work with gusto. And folks, if you get this book and you begin to colour it and you think, oh shit, I don't know how far can I go with it? You can't go too far. Because watch the film again. It's a sea of red. These images are thick with swathes of red. And I've barely begun, but I'll show you what I've done. And these images are what you see. Tom Sullivan designed the special makeup effects for the first movie, and he designed the book as well. And the book you see in Evil Dead 2 has pages from the original book, but it is the original book actually. But they have modified it a little bit, but they've added more pages to it. Notably, the picture of Ash in the prophecy, the man who came from the skies to deliver us, from the curse of the Deadites, and he's there with his Mad Max style, but it looks like a blonde streak, but it's actually grey. When Rotten Apple Head comes through at the end in the cabin, the thing that's been chasing him through the woods, when it finally comes through with all the possessed faces inside its own visage, Ash turns around and his hair goes grey. It's meant to be like, because he's so petrified, his hair's gone grey. But it's a picture, and it's in here as well, which you see in Evil Dead 2, and it's like, he says, feels like someone just walked over my grave. And it's a picture of him with a chainsaw for an arm and his boomstick in the air. But, so all these pictures and illustrations and writings are from the book. I will show you some more. You've got a lot of pages here. There's one of the famous ones that you see quite well. I'm playing Joseph LoDuca's fabulous score for Evil Dead 2 as well. So you've even got the pages of the Incantations as well. And you've got scroll and text, Sumerian text. It's not. If you read it, they say things. They do. They do say things. There's the eyeball, look at that. Again, that's my colouring there. And as I say, I don't think you can go too far with the colouring. There's maps, there's the imagery of the book itself, it's becoming alive. There's a couple of images like this in various states of activity, spectral activity, some more eyeball stuff, another skull. Come on folks, you know this makes sense. I should get some kind of commission for this. But the thing is, I don't even know who publishes this. It doesn't say. It's in the back here, it does say printed in Great Britain by Amazon. So yeah, what I've done as well, I've stuck some card on the inside of the two sides of the jacket, just to give it a bit more rigidity, and also to make it it's a bit sort of stoved in. I mean, you can see, can't you? But that only adds to that 3D effect of the cover, which is, I know you're getting a reflection there because it's glossy. I know some people out there don't like glossy, you like matte. Well, there's stuff you could do to that to take that down. But look at that now. That looks 3D, doesn't it? Isn't that great? Klaatu Barada, Klaatu Barada, noodles. Possessed trees, weaponry, loads more incantations. There's a lot of stuff. There's another good one there. I've barely even begun to colour this in. I'm going to show you more. These, almost like, they're very Clive Barker-ish, I think. Clive Barker's doodles for some of his book jackets, which he designed as well. Some of his artwork is very similar to what you see in here, actually. Quite a lot of scroll there. Looks like the fertility idol from Raise the Lost Ark. Skull mound. But you will see imagery from all three movies. There's the book again, going through some kind of transformation. See, I'm trying. Maybe you, if you look at that, maybe you can read what that says. It says something like, "Get at belly black within." Some you can make out, and they are funny. Another Deadite there. That says Skullbug. A big pool of eyeballs. And another version of the book. Get head. There's the book itself. You know, it's teasing, isn't it? Because you think you can read that, and I bet some of these things genuinely are words. But it's like that magic eye thing. You've got to kind of look at it a bit and then maybe squint, do that, and then in half light, and you go, "Oh yeah, it says, oh, you're a tit. Oh, thanks." I mean, that says boo, doesn't it? Or is it book? I don't know. Oh, hands. Yeah. Goat head. You can see why. Smile. I mean, these are almost certainly going to be in-jokes as well, because you have got a reference to Ash. Well, what's it say there? Well, there's possessed Ash, and it says Ash there, but I'm not sure what it says underneath. Again, if you can read it, shout out. What did he say? Now I'm trying to read that as well. That's obviously Evil Ed. That's him. There's the picture of the prophecy. There's Ash. Sorry, the chainsaw's wielded. Has he got the flash in his hair? Has Ash got the flash? Well, you could do it yourself. But that's the image from the book there. You know? Beautiful. And there's the book yet again. Rotten apple face is here. Save our souls! Victory is ours! And it says here, you've got some more demonic trees. The trees, Ash, they know. Don't you see? They're alive! It says, don't overwater. Bad. Necronomicon again. There's some Army of Darkness where Ash is going to become 2 out of 1. See, it says something there, but what the hell does it say? Don't bite people. Don't something. Don't eat. Don't eat them, bite people, or something like that. I don't know. There's like a template for his robotic hand for Army of Darkness. There's the evil Ash from Army of Darkness. It says Hail to the King there. There's his bride. There's one of the harpy beasts. That says blowed up real good. Boom. S-Smart. Hi, my name is Ash Williams. And then there's a whole load of code. A load of code. There's the vortex. What it says there? No idea. There's the pit witch. with a hand coming up from the ground. Celestial. Teeth. Smoking skull. Skewered with the Kandarian dagger there. And there is, depictions of the Kandarian dagger. The hilt, which oozes blood. From the end of the Evil Dead, where all the arms are coming out. One of the great effects of it. So unusual, so bizarre. And yet so absolutely giddily gruesome, but striking. Very memorable. Yeah, there's Ash's possessed hand. There's the bite. When it walks into the mouse trap, and he goes, ha ha, like that, Ash. And it goes, ah, fuck you, son of a bitch, like that. How can a hand talk? How can a hand see? It sees the big meat cleaver across the floor. It's already knocked him out with plates, and it drags him. And it's going for it. How can it see? It's a hand. It's what happens to him in the uncut version. Well, if you ever, it's cut out. They removed the sequence altogether, where Ash takes the axe to Ed's head. Ash axes Ed's head, bisects it diagonally. In the full version, originally, that part of the head came alive and scurried across the floor and had to be killed separately. And like where they kill Shelley in the first Evil Dead, and she's chopped up to bits with the axe on the floor, and all her bits are wriggling, but all separated. The same thing happened to Ed as well, but with green blood. But they cut the whole thing out. You only see the head getting sliced in a shadow on the wall, and a splattering of green blood. And I really wish that they kept effects like that in. You see that in the movie. I had a pizza like that once. But yeah, you see, I don't know who these are meant to be. But more text. You can have a whale of a time filling these in. Now, I'm not sure about who these are meant to be, and I'm pretty certain you don't see them in the movies. Maybe you do, I don't know. Look at this guy, look some kind of weird muscle-bound Cenobite, a Cenobite mechanic, a Cenobite blacksmith. He's got a head full of screws and stuff like, and he's carrying two massive mallets. Some kind of reaper. Or imps and devils and creatures. You know that. The pages and the spine are robust of this book, so it can stand a lot of manipulation and going through. So you can add, what I'm going to do to it, if you use some coffee, just put some more images. Put some coffee in a bit of material, just loose coffee, instant coffee. Put it in some. Get some water, dip that in the water, squeeze it out, and then just rub it across the pages. Yeah, I know, it sounds messy. It is messy. And you will wet the pages, but it stains the pages. Then you get a hairdryer, and then that will crinkle up the page so it looks older and weathered and desiccated. And it really does work. And these pages are nice and thick. They're very good. I don't know how you gauge the quality of paper. There is a thing. It's 12 gauge paper. I don't know. But this paper is really good quality. So, whoa, a small husky dog has just arrived. But so it'll take any kind of damage and abuse that you give to it, because you also want to get these edges not uniform. You want them seared. There's a little tool you can get, which is like a paper abuser, I think they call it, and you just run it around the edges, and it just at random it will snip bits out of the edge, and it will roughen up and scuff the perimeter of the page. Otherwise, if you don't get that, you're gonna have to snip into it with scissors, and maybe get a lighter and maybe scorch or a match and scorch some little holes in it, blacken it a bit. Yeah, I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you want it to look the part, you're gonna have to do that. Another Reaper type picture. Now these guys at the end here, I don't know if they actually do feature in the, if you do see them in the films, but certainly a hell of a lot of the other imagery you do. That looks, I'm sure that's in the films as well. But there you go, folks. £6 from Amazon. Now that'll be available on Amazon anywhere, I would have thought. This was Amazon UK, but £6. As I say, there are different versions out there. There are versions which are lined, there's versions which are blank, and I think it's probably the same company that make them, and they look the same on the outside. But so you're gonna have to make sure you get the right one. Now, as I say, this is Necronomicon Ex-Mortis Illustrated Special Edition. When you see the write-up, it will say adult colouring book as well, and it will say something like, oh God, what is it now? Like movie replica. It says something along those lines, and it says 116 pages, illustrated pages. That's the big giveaway. Make sure you get the right one, and when you do, you get yourself one of these. You get started. Not that one. Something like, oh, I've started that one over there. But that little imp there, you get like, you start. Just talk amongst yourselves for a bit. You just start doodling away. Now, this is not an art and crafts class, so if you go outside the lines, don't worry about it. What I'd say, remember that all the black, all the ink that you see there is meant to have been done in blood. So I would recommend going over as much of that as you can, or certainly doing like the outsides, adding a bit of red just to smear it a bit of red on it, and certainly as much of the outline and the shading of these characters that you can. And then I think you'll find that as you flick through it, it looks really effective. And you know, if you've got a coffee table and you have friends come round when restrictions have all gone, and you've got that sitting on your coffee table, yeah, they're gonna go straight to it. Oh, have you got a Book of the Dead? I've been trying to get one of those. And there's a great big talking point right then and there. And it's a hobby for you as you're invoking demons and all sorts of evil skullduggery. You could be learning some art as well, training your hand. You know, it's going to keep you. The devil makes work for idle hands. Woo! So, folks, Necronomicon Ex-Mortis. Get your trick-or-treat one if you want. Get a proper customised one. There are people out there who make these things and they look fantastic. I've seen a few over the years, I've seen a few. But look, you know, if you've got the money, fine. If you haven't, £6! £6! Unless you get a cut of that now, because I know plenty of you are now going to go out there. If you haven't already, before the end of this video, you've ordered one. So, where's my friggin' cut? Anyway, folks, I have been and always shall be groovy. So please, let me know what you think, and yeah, get one and have fun weathering it. As I say, stick it up with some more card. I'm going to put leather around this on the spine and maybe build up the edges of the spine as well, just to give it that sort of, you know, that tapered effect. And you've already got a 3D effect with this. You could maybe embellish that. You could stick bits on. You could maybe put some bubble wrap on it. I don't know. Some bits of clear plastic just to give it a bit of texture. Because although it looks amazing, doesn't it? It does look. You know, you get a reflection there. That looks incredibly good, doesn't it? It does. Let's be honest. I know it does. You haven't got to agree with me. I know it does. But you could raise it up a bit more. You could. But that's the beauty of it. It's robust and strong enough to let you play around with it. So, folks, there you go. Victory is ours! Dead by dawn, dead by dawn. What is it now? We are the things that were and shall be again. Thank you, Boris Johnson. So, in the meantime, and this Deadite festooned in between time, please be careful out there. Watch out for the trees, because they know. Don't you see? They're alive! And I'm going to see you all at the other end of a vortex near you. Join us, like and subscribe.